everybody. This is Soldier Hard. Welcome to American Warrior Radio. Heard on the AM dial and on the online at 1300WMEL.com. Sponsored by AVET Project. Dial mine down, son. Yeah. Get ready, Ken.
It's already recorded.
Welcome to another exciting edition of American Warrior Radio, the place to be for news, notes, interviews, and current events for all issues military and veteran related. If you or someone you know has ever worn the uniform of the U.S. Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, Coast Guard, or National Guard or Reserves, you've come to the right place. American Warrior Radio, right here on the Talk to Me station, AM 1300 WMEL, and online worldwide at 1300WMEL.com, sponsored by AVET Project. Folks, this program, as you know, is all about supporting our troops and their families, both past and present. So please, get comfortable. Grab a pen and paper. This is very important because we're always giving you great information that you can use and share with others. With that said, let's roll down the runway and get this show off the ground. You all know me. I'm Garen Cohn. I'm an Air Force veteran, a retired legal advocate for veterans, and founder of AVET Project. But you also know, all you regular listeners to American Warrior Radio, I never fly through the airwaves alone.
Good morning. I'm Glenn McGuffey. I'm retired Air Force. And I'm the retired manager of the Brevard County Veteran Services Team, where it was my honor to help our veterans and their eligible family members obtain benefits earned through service to our great nation.
Hooah!
Yeah. And today, as usual, we have a great show for you. Special guest in the second hour. But much information that you need in this first hour, including a lead-in about some information on what the VA calls now the VA's airborne hazards and open burn pit exposure.
And folks, Glenn's right. We have an entire desk full of information we're going to give you. But before we even do any of this stuff, Glenn, this is important because you just brought up that there's a new area. They've expanded the area that's affected by this. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, previously this registry, which is...
What's that mean, registry?
Well, it's you fill out a questionnaire for the VA, and they put it on file under your name and social and all that identifying information. And should something come up and be passed like they do with Agent Orange, a disability that is recognized because you were exposed to the effects of open burn pits and other airborne hazards now are included in there. They'll contact you and you'll be miles ahead of the ball game in getting a service-connected disability claim processed and hopefully approved.
And you called this kind of the little brother to Agent Orange, or how did you phrase that?
Son of Agent Orange.
Son of Agent Orange. Yes, son of Agent Orange.
And daughter of Agent Orange,
yes,
as the case may be.
Isn't that the truth? Son and daughter. Okay, so tell us about this. Why the registry? How did this come about?
Well, this came about because they were finding so many people with respiratory problems and other things that they couldn't lay a cause on. And when they started interviewing these people, they found out that a common problem source might be that they were all indicating they were around open burn pits when they were in Iraq or Afghanistan.
Open burn pits, for those listeners out there that have no idea what that is.
An open burn pit is like, you know, in the United States, the garbage men pick your trash up and they take it to a big trash place and dump it. Over there, they put everything in a big pit and throw jet fuel on it, which is hazardous all by itself.
Oh, yeah.
And light it up. And that includes medical waste and every kind of waste you can think of. And of course, it creates problems in the air that you're breathing around those burn pits.
And we have heard stories already. Now, this has been going on for years, okay?
Oh yeah, nothing new
Decades, can we say decades? Vietnam, right? You did it over there.
Yeah.
All right, so the Department of Defense never learned this lesson. And now, even now, in 2015, and throughout the last decade of this war, all these conflicts, they've been getting rid of their waste through means that are not very healthy. We've heard from war fighters having skin disorders, respiratory problems, even eye problems.
Yep. And numerous problems, and it looks like to me, just like that's why I call it Son of Agent Orange. Down the road, there's going to be enough evidence for the powers that be to say, okay, we're going to call this another presumptive service-connected disability if you have...
There you go, using those big words again, though. What's presumptive?
Well, presumptive is like those caused by Agent Orange that are recognized. If you, for instance, come down with lung cancer and you served, had a day in Vietnam and some other places, but that's...
Boots on the ground there.
Yeah, too complicated. It's easy to say boots on the ground in Vietnam. Then if you're diagnosed with lung cancer, then we help you file a claim that says, here's the medical information showing I'm diagnosed with lung cancer, and the VA will approve that. The only question at that point would be how serious is it to determine the percent.
So the VA, in regards to Agent Orange and all these presumptive service-connected disorders, they came up with a list having found that many of the people that had boots on the ground at a much higher percentage than general population came down with these 15 so disorders related to Agent Orange exposure. And what you're saying is that this is probably going to be the same animal.
Well, I don't see how it can't be. I mean, there is a source, the open burn pits, that is definitely creating hazardous material in the air that the people are breathing that are around there. And it's going to have to, in my heart, I know it's going to have to come out and say that those people are affected at a greater rate than the rest of the society for contracting, who knows, COPD,
any number of things.
Yeah, skin cancers and so forth and so on. So, but I want to throw in here, because we're talking about primarily, and that's been what everybody talks about with this in the past, that this was in Operation Enduring Freedom, Iraqi Freedom, New Dawn, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, anywhere in Southwest Asia on or after 2 August 1990. It could have been exposed, and in some cases would have been based on what their job was. Now, I just read last night, Djibouti, Africa.
Oh, this is big. Listen up, everybody.
Djibouti, Africa. If you were assigned to Djibouti, Africa on or after September 11th, 2001, I guess that's when they started using burn pits.
Yeah.
I don't know where the date came from, to be honest with you, but after September 11, 2001, if you were assigned in Djibouti, Africa, and you can tell your story about how you were exposed to the toxic air created by open burn pits, then you need to join this registry, because that's how they started off with Agent Orange. You had a registry, and then finally they gave in and said, well, wait, we've got way too many people here coming down with these specific types of diseases and problems, and then they went to the National Institute of Health and that other joint, and the VA reviewed that evidence and started adding diseases, lung cancers, some skin cancers, now ischemic heart disease, and Parkinson's disease, and so forth and so on. You need to do this registry, and you can go to the VA website, www.va.gov, and up in the top right corner, top right corner, there's a little search box up there, and type in open burn pit registry, and it'll take you to the questionnaire to fill out. And the good news here is, while the questionnaire seems to be a little long, about 30 minutes or so.
Ouch.
But you can quit and come back later, and it'll start you right back where you left off. So.
And look for the little padlock up in the address bar of your browser to make sure that the information you are sending through the VA is secure. I'm guessing they've done that. I would hope. I didn't go to it myself.
To my knowledge, yeah, they have. And
okay. So whether you are in Oklahoma or Maine or Wyoming or Tennessee, wherever you are listening to American Warrior Radio, if you served over in that theater of operations and now in North Africa, in Djibouti, get on this registry. It's super important. The more warfighters that go to that registry and say, yeah, I was there, the better chance we have of getting the VA to act and start to recognize, collect the information, and then eventually, as we are, pretty sure they're going to do, assign service-connectable disabilities to these to this exposure. Environmental toxins. I know burn pit and environmental toxins was the original kind of vernacular they were using.
And they're talking about airborne hazards now, so that could include other things like insecticides, and that's basically what Agent Orange was a industrial grade insecticide. Well, not insecticide so much. It was an insecticide, but it was a herbicide. To kill off the jungle so you could find out where the enemy was, and they couldn't hide from you.
Yeah, it was some kind of a homicide. Honestly, it's the way it's dropped so many of our warfighters that had boots on the ground in Vietnam.
Oh, yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, and the same thing is happening now. So if you aren't one of those people that were directly affected, but you go to a Legion post, or a guy at the grocery store, a young man that's worked with AVET Project, worked with him at McDonald's, he needs to be aware of this. I'm telling you, look around your community, recognize all of our OIF, OEF, and all the other alphabet soup since 2001, and let them know, please go to the registry. It's not going to come back and haunt them. It's actually going to be doing themselves and their brothers and sisters in arms a great service by getting this thing pumped up.
Yeah, and let me clarify that again. The 2001 is for those assigned to Djibouti, Africa, and the rest of you, it's August 2nd, 1990, when we first started Desert Shield and Desert Storm.
Okay, that's going back decades. That's good. Undiagnosed illness, we need to do away with that term in the VA.
Well, that's subject for a whole show by itself. I'll quickly say, have you ever been to the doctor and left without a diagnosis? I mean, they may change that 10 times, but you're going to have a diagnosis. Well, then you don't have an undiagnosed illness.
Exactly. So that's just fun and games at the VA. But Djibouti, it brings to mind, here on the Space Coast, and I know we've got listeners all over the planet, but here on the Space Coast specifically, we've got these awesome folks from the 920th Rescue Wing that literally have a regular rotation through the Horn of Africa, through Djibouti. All those people need to get on this registry.
Yep.
And as a matter of fact, just this is a good segue. Isn't a segue one of those little things you ride around on? Anyway, this is a good segue.
Well, nowadays, the world's changing.
The 124th Infantry Regiment, the Black Rhinos from Cocoa, Florida, were treated to a delicious lunch thanks to AVET Project and our wonderful sponsors. Navy Federal Credit Union was out there, which we thank them, and Michelle and her crew. But the idea was these guys and gals, there's one gal, there's 134 in the company.
Oh, they finally have a gal out there.
715th MP company, lots of gals. Infantry, one, and she's a pretty tough gal. I got to talk with her briefly the other day. We fed them a delicious lunch, and you know why? Other than the fact we love them and we love what they do, they have been up training for the last month, eating MREs. Glenn, what's an MRE?
Meals ready to eat.
Just add water.
Yeah. Just add water and hold your nose.
So they've been chowing down on those. We gave them a great dinner. Now here's why I bring that up. Other than the fact, like I said, we love them and we really appreciate their service. Too many of them unemployed too. Man, I can go off on a tangent quick with this. If you got jobs, let AVET Project know, and we'll see if we got some warfighters that can be great employees for you.
Absolutely.
They are up training to go for their, listen now, wait for it, 4th deployment. And where are they going? Djibouti.
Duty.
Okay, so this registry is of ultimate import for anybody that has served since basically 1990 over in those theater of operations.
Yeah, and while it wouldn't affect your effective date, you still would get notified by the VA if the problems you're having show up later on and become, like we talked about, a presumptive disease. So you need, the first reason is like Garen said, and that's to register to help all your fellow veterans, including yourself, to get more attention drawn to this so that they can pass that and make it presumptive service-connected disabilities for you and others affected adversely.
Go to va.gov, upper right corner, click on search tab, and put in registry.
Put in registry or burn pit registry.
It'll pop up a menu. Go from there, please. If you have any difficulty, go to avetproject.org or our Facebook page, and we'll lead you through the process. We have an entire desk full of information we need to get to, so this is why it was important for you to grab your pen and paper today. What do we got that's coming up that's free?
Free lunch.
Free lunch.
And the health benefits seminar. That's going to be on Tuesday, May 12th at Indian River Colony Club.
That's a nice place.
Oh yeah, very good place.
Balanced RX is our sponsor for this. AVET Project is bringing you the goods. Balanced RX has some wonderful products that are extraordinarily effective. I can attest to them. Our producer Kim can attest to them. Glenn, you're on the program now.
Yeah, I haven't got my first shipment, but I'm looking forward to it.
The stuff really works, so I'll give you information about that, but it's a TRICARE and Health Benefits Seminar. We're holding 2 of them. You mentioned May 12th. That's a Tuesday.
Yeah, Indian River Colony Club, and then the following day, which is Wednesday, May 13th, from 11:30 to 1, so it's the same time for both of these. And again, it's a free lunch and health benefits seminar. And that'll be that one. The second one on Wednesday, 13 May, will be Cocoa Beach Country Club. So you could probably try and get some golf in when you're done. They have like 3 18-hole courses out there.
It is beautiful, okay? And it is a free lunch. And why did we put that in there? Because we want to get this information out to you. All right? You've got to come to these events and tell all your friends and family members. And I just want to get a quick plug-in for Balanced RX, who are wonderful sponsors of AVET Project. This is an outfit that provides top-grade compounds. All right, they're not contraindicated with any other type of pills that you use, but they will effectively and quickly address pain issues, migraine. They heal scars and wounds, stretch marks, just a myriad of issues. And I just want to give you a quick number. If you're interested, you can call Paul right now at Balanced RX. The number, scratch this down, please: 229-886. 1181. One more time, Paul at Balanced RX, if you're interested in some fabulous compounds, and they're covered through TRICARE and most other health plans.
Right.
229-886-1181. So those are awesome events that include a free lunch and a health benefits seminar, and we always have VA benefit information available. We got so much more to go through. What about on the 16th, Glenn? This is big news because Allison Hickey, Undersecretary for Benefits with the VA, retired 1-star general, is going to be here on American Warrior Radio talking to Glenn and I.
Yep, we're really excited and looking forward to that. She's a retired Brigadier General in the United States Air Force. Go Air Force.
Oh, yeah. But we got the Armed Forces Day celebration that day, too, from 6 to 9 p.m.
Busy day. Yeah, Armed Forces Day celebration. And, again, that's at the Cocoa Beach Country Club. Come dressed in red, white, and blue. There'll be military speakers, meet other veterans, food, music, a cash bar, a silent auction, and screening of a vet's surfing film. So that's going to be an exciting event on Armed Forces Day celebration, Saturday, May 16th, 6 to 9 in the evening.
You need to RSVP on these things, okay? Because we only have so much space, and we know they're going to be basically standing room only. Do this. Jot it down. Kim, K-I-M, at AVET Project, all one word, Alpha Victor Echo Tango Project.org. Kim at avetproject.org. Kids on the Water, Glenn, May 17th.
The following day, wow, that's going to be one heck of a busy week.
What's new, right?
And AVET's involved with all of this,
That's
y'all.
right.
So they can use your donations either in time as a volunteer or money or both.
That's a fact, Jack. So,
Okay.
Kids on the Water, real
Kids
quick.
on the Water, Sunday, May 17th, from 10 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon at Wickham Park. And it'll be a free fishing clinic, water safety, surfing, kayaking, paddle boards, and more hands-on activities for kids 3 to 17. And, you know, still looking for some volunteer anglers to help teach these kids.
Thank you, Glenn.
And get them grown up liking to fish, and that's a great way and a great thing to do. You know, I put that in the same category as sports. Something to keep you occupied in a positive, proactive way instead of
Get away from the TV and video games. You heard about our call to action on Catch a Memory Outdoor Show, Captain Jim Ross. We need anglers, okay? I'll get a quick plug in also. Our board engineer for all these years on American Warrior Radio, Vince Young, has his own show. He's coming back to radio this Monday, so don't miss that. Vince, what time are you coming on the air? Woohoo! I'm going to be listening.
Monday at 10 a.m.
All right, so also we got to get this in there. Space Coast Community Law School, all right? Great stuff. What kind? How much do they charge?
Free.
Free legal information seminars out there at basically the county government complex, state attorney's office, building D. I need you to go to the website, sccls.com. Sierra, Charlie, Lima, Sierra.com. Space Coast Community Law School. The next one coming up on May 7th is Brevard County in Planning and Zoning by attorney Chelsea Farrell. The one after that, Intellectual Property. The week after that, Social Security Law. The week after that, First Amendment. And finishing up the term with U.S. Constitution and Contemporary Issues, Britta and her crew at Telfer, Faraday, Anderson, and Hawkins, which is a law firm up in Titusville, brings us to your WMEL, sponsors it. You can't miss that, sccls.com.
Well, they need to pre-register. How can they do that, Gary?
sccls.com. All the stuff is there. Go to the website, register, and go. Quick thank you to VVB, that's Vietnam and All Veterans of Brevard Reunion. Had a blast. Thanks to John Harper and WMEL for helping us promote that. Great turnout. It's going to be even bigger next year. Couple names, Greg Welsh, Doc Russo, Doc Holliday. You men are amazing. Thank you so much. Cocoa Beach Fire Department golf tourney. Okay, it sounds like I'm reading off a list because I am. That's so much going on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's coming up on the 9th. Please register. It's only $50, and you're going to be supporting some great causes, including AVET Project. CocoaBeachFire.com. www.cocoabeachfire.com. All right. If you want an AVET Project prize pack and you are the 5th caller, call now because we got some great stuff to give away. But you got to call 321-631-1300. 631-1300. Vince will take your call and get your information. You don't have to go on air. American Warrior Radio is going to be right back with Light Up the Darkness with Soldier Heart in just a moment after the break. You don't want to miss this stuff. Stay tuned. Keep your pen and paper handy. We'll be right back.